Welcome back to Book Break. If you haven't guessed already by my wonderful background, this week's Book Break episode is Harry Potter inspired. 2017 is in fact the 20th anniversary of Harry Potter. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone came out in June of 1997. I was only 5 years old. But it's hard to identify a piece of modern literature that's had as big an impact on the world of books, as well as all of our hearts. So I'm here to attempt the unachievable, and that is to recommend you some books if you are a fan of Harry Potter and have read it too many times to count and are just looking to try something new. As a Harry Potter fan myself, I know that no book can really be compared to J.K. Rowling's original series. But that doesn't mean there aren't other phenomenal books out there with certain elements that may recall the themes in Harry Potter and may bring a little bit of that magic back to life. But not only will I not refer to these books as new or old versions of Harry Potter, I would also like you to consider them for their own merit as phenomenal pieces of magical literature in their own right. But without further ado, let's magic up some books for the fans of Harry Potter. Now, there's no doubt if you see a book starring witches and wizards that was published after 1997 that it's been compared to Harry Potter in some way and even accused of stealing a few of Rowling's ideas. But a lot of the elements of Harry Potter existed before J.K. Rowling, and that's not to say she didn't bring them to life in a new and wonderful way, but let's give a little bit of credit to her predecessors. So my first book is by Ursula K. Guin, and it's the Earthsea trilogy, beginning with The Wizard of Earthsea. This book was originally published in 1968, and it follows Ged, a boy wizard who is uncovering his magic. Now, this one is set in a high fantasy world, more like Lord of the Rings than, say, the world of Harry Potter. But Ged does indeed attend his own version of a magical school to learn his craft and studies alongside other boy wizards. It's a coming-of-age story set in an intricately built fantasy world, and Ursula K. Le Guin's writing has been celebrated for decades, so you don't need to trust me when there's so many other rave reviews out there of her. My next one is one I would particularly suggest that any Harry Potter fan should read in their lifetime, and that is The Secret of Platform 13 by Eva Ibbotson. This book was first published in 1994 and has often been cited as an inspiration for certain elements in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. You may recognise even one just from the title of this novel. Ibbotson's story is set in a London many of us are familiar with, except for one small detail. Every 9 years a magical portal opens on platform 13. 9 years previous to the beginning of our story, a baby prince from this magical world beyond platform 13 was stolen from his parents and has been brought up in our world completely unaware of his magical heritage. 9 years have passed, however, and his people have returned through the portal to find their long-lost prince and return him home. Eva Ibbotson is a queen of fantasy writing. She also wrote books including Witch, which might suit those of you looking for something a little bit more witchy than wizardy. But if you haven't already, then I suggest you all check out some Eva Ibbotson in the near future. Lastly, for my pre-Harry Potter works, I have Equal Rites by Terry Pratchett. This book was first published in 1987, and it's set in Terry Pratchett's Discworld. In fact, it's the third book that he wrote, set on this fantastical planet of his own creation. Unfamiliar with the Discworld, and this is an ideal place to start as it introduces you to so many of the wonderful elements of Terry Pratchett's world that you will come to love as you read on. It introduces our protagonist, Escarina Smith, who is the seventh daughter of the seventh son, as opposed to the expected seventh son. The prophecies all foretold that the seventh son would in fact be a wizard. An inconvenience of sex, however, will not stop Escarina from making her way to Ankh-Morpork to study at the Unseen University for Wizards and become the Discworld's first female wizard. And although the Unseen University doesn't welcome witches within its walls, you will find them within the pages of this novel, as well as a whole host of other magical beings. Next up is a far more recent addition to the world of magical literature, and that is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. This book first came out in 2015 and was created on the back of Rainbow Rowell's earlier book, Fangirl. In Fangirl, one of the characters writes fan fiction based on her favourite fantasy series set in a school for magic. Well, Rainbow Rowell then went on to write the book that inspired the character in Fangirl's fanfiction, and that is Carry On. Carry On follows Simon Snow in his final year of magic school. The novel does not attempt to disguise its homage to Harry Potter, but it also includes a number of exciting variations, including explicit LGBTQ+ characters. But for my last recommendation, I have for you the Charlie Bone series by Jenny Nimmo. The first of these being Midnight for Charlie Bone. This book was originally published in 2002, and it follows Charlie Bone, a young boy from an eccentric family who discovers he has a magical ability and is sent to Blur's Academy to hone these gifts. Now, unlike a lot of these other novels, the students at this magical school don't work magic in the way that characters in Harry Potter do, but a specific group possess individual abilities. Charlie, in particular, can interact with photographs and paintings on a magical level. We also meet characters that can shapeshift, bewitch clothing, practice hypnotism, and many other spectacular abilities. But as you can probably tell, I could go on about each of these books in far greater detail, but for the sake of brevity, I will end things here. If you have any recommendations of books you think that Harry Potter fans will enjoy, please do leave them in the comments down below. And let's just get excited for celebrating magic and magical schools in honour of the 20th anniversary of Harry Potter. But don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe so you don't miss any future videos from Book Break, and until next time, I'm off.